Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and let's take a closer look at these two Klein Classic pump pliers. Now, these are using what is known in Knipex circles as the Alligator mechanism. This is the standard Cobra mechanism with a push button release. The Alligator mechanism uses this kind of cut circle, so the one blade slides in this channel, and then you just turn it to lock it in. Now, this is an older one. They've updated it. So they included a larger range of motion there, so you can see here it's a pretty big difference, but they maintained the same model numbers, 88, 01, 180s. The mechanism here is really easy to adjust one-handed, and that's one of the things that people like about it, is it's possible to move it around. Some people can manipulate the Cobra, really fast in one direction or the other. I can, but anyway. And also, I used to think that this was maybe better in a hostile environment, dirt, sand, grit. And I did a video where I completely submerged these in mud and sand. And honestly, they both worked great. And in fact, in some cases, the Knipex Cobra was a little smoother. But anyway, back to these guys. Both are the Classic Klaw pump plier. Both are 7 inches. The model numbers on both, if we look close here, is the D505-7. You can see those are the same. If we go over here into this corner, you can see on the yellow one, this is the revision 5 of 2023, May 23, and this one is September of 24. This has got this new Klein orange colored handles versus the yellow. I used to have a pair of these large 10-inch, I think, Alligators from Klein. They were branded Klein, but they said made in Germany on them. They're in my early videos somewhere. I don't know where though. But here's the big difference. See that? Made or forged in USA of US steel. Look closer, product of USA. And then here, what do we have? We go down to made in China. So the new ones, the later ones, are made in China. They also have a different jaw. This has got a much thicker jaw. As far as the look, they're about the same. This is interesting. There is a little smudge in the packet. I think, look at that, that's oil. Liquid oil, keeping these things nice and pristine. Don't see any there. We'll open them and see. As far as the look, other than that jaw, they're very, very similar. And in fact, the packaging pictures here, as far as I can tell, are identical. Descriptions are identical. So let's crack them open and take a look. Price, identical. They were both, I think, 15 bucks. Actually, this I can probably just cut through here and rip that and pop them out. So the yellow's USA made, and then this one, slide that open. Okay. And if you're wondering, this is the O knife. People always ask me, U1 Ultra. It's the titanium one with a ceramic blade. I did a video a week or so ago on those. Excellent. So here they are. This one's definitely leaking a little bit of oil. That can be good. Love the smell of that. It smells like a Klein factory. It's one of the neat experiences when I got to tour the factory was the smell. I thought they ought to just market some of that. It's cutting oil and let us burn it, or burn a candle in our shop that gives the cutting oil smell. But anyway, so nice and smooth. Not a lot to go wrong with this kind of a jaw mechanism. Seeing how easily I can lock it into a place. It's one of the issues. This is kind of reminiscent of like channel lock and whether or not you can align it. Interesting. So sound difference there. This one does go in a little bit easier. Are the cuts the same? Let's take a closer look. I'm looking at this, the kind of the definition along those edges. The USA made one looks like it's got a little bit sharper edges. Yeah, they are. I can feel them. So these, I don't know if that's good or bad. Could be finish work, could be precision, you know, on either side. Let's look at the spacing once you drop this in. Try that one here, go down one. So the Chinese one has a little bit more play in it. Sounds a little different too. In the hand, squeezing, well, the Klein, or the US ones, has a little bit more spring. Maybe if I can put them together and squeeze, we'll see what they do. That might not be a good test here. Line those up. Yeah, you can kind of see that here. That's the amount. The yellow one bends a little bit more. I can squeeze that down. Yeah, so this is a little less spring in the steel. This definitely has more of that cobra shape or alligator shape compared to the USA made one, which has got this pretty big front beak. Looks more like a parrot. There is a parrot plier. It's a different category. So China and the US, interesting. Now one thing that can happen is if the sale numbers, the projected sales are lower than a certain amount, then trying to actually manufacture it from scratch in a country, you know, might be prohibitive. So if somebody's already ramped up and is producing things, let's look at the back, sometimes product-wise it might make more sense. Now these are a little bit of a different mechanism. You can see this is narrower here than here as far as that forging or that casting line, forging line. But Klein is producing a lot of these orange-handled tools right now. And it's allowing them maybe to expand into some other markets beyond traditional, say, electricians, maybe mechanics. This might get into plumbing. But it also is a nice bright color. That's what I like. And I bought both of them. So there you go. So I can't complain, you know, about sporting one over the other. I wanted to see what the differences were. My guess is these are going to disappear if you want them for the same price as the Chinese version. You're going to have to go find them and buy them before they're gone, because I don't know if these are still made, simply because it is a year older. This is a 2-year-old plier according to the package. We looked at that, right? So this is the USA made one. 2 years ago, revision here was 523 versus that 924. So anyway, I'm going to be paying close attention to what's going on. It doesn't mean it's good or bad. It means this one's made in China and this one is made in America. Not only that, but it's forged in USA of USA steel. Now sometimes they do finishing work in other countries. This one doesn't say that. But simply all the processes necessary to produce pliers might be surprising to you, but there's a lot of work. And setting something up for a potentially kind of a lower sale item can be a little difficult. So that's why I think they're expanding the markets, or expanding their line of manufacturing locations. But anyway, there they are. Let me know your thoughts. And with that, Doc out.